State Wolfpack, and the fans here on this leg of Tobacco Road have been getting ready since early this morning. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Washington Huskies, taking on a team from the ACC, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Washington will kick off as this one gets started. Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So NC State's offense will have the football first. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance, just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box, they can take it outside, they can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
Finds his tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
NC State comes to the line to deal with third and short. Scanning the field, it's Bailey. Finds his big tight end. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. And how about taking a big chunk out of this defense on the opening drive?
And with the speed they have on the perimeter, Reese, no doubt, they want to come out here and test this secondary, test these DBs, and they know they've got the QB with the arm talent to get the ball there. That's a great start for this offense.
On the option. He'll pitch it. And they just didn't get anybody on that defense out of position, and they will lose yardage on that one.
How do you not love to see that when your cornerback gets in the run fit, when he's not scared to come up and tackle? A lot of those guys, they can be prima donnas. They don't want to tackle. Nice job seeing it. And as soon as that thing's pitched, you could tell, man, he pulls the trigger and makes the tackle for the loss.
That's reeled in. It's Grimes. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. From the gun, the running back has it. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They'll run it from the gun. Blast his way ahead, but not much room. A pickup of 1 to the 24.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Looking for a man. It's Bailey. Finds the tight end. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on third down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle. He's going to get north and south and somehow get the first down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the fourth down.
Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
The returner will field it and try to do some business. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Huskies offense will get the ball for the first time. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable. Guys that will...
There he goes! And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
He had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Give to the running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. The give to the back. And he delivers the angry stiff arm, but is greeted by an angrier defense.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to fail.
Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on third down. He didn't even have a chance to get back to the line. What a job by this defensive front.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy first down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this defense, stuffing him at the line of scrimmage?
Punt is on its way. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. The run from the shotgun. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
Back to throw, it's Bailey. Got a man, it's Rodgers. He'll go out of bounds right at the 40-yard line as this offense continues to show great patience.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
On third down, he drops to throw. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Love the effort on defense that time. That looked like that was going to be a completion downfield, but the physicality of the defender jarred the ball loose.
Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Fair catch is made inside his own 20 at the 17-yard line. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Coming out on first down with the play fake. With the catch, it's Coleman. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. It's a reverse. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
Everybody loves those trick plays, man, those misdirections, but the problem is when you stay home and you play the play really disciplined and sound like this defense does, you knock it dead, and a lot of times for a loss, and put the offense in a bind.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Oh, they're after him. Got a man. It's Boston. He works his way to the 21-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down.
You got to love that on defense. One of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave it the completion. What do? You set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
They're dealing with a second and long. Trying play action. He lobs one high down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you could tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on third down. Looking for a man. It's Bailey. Finding an escape route. He stopped short of the 40, right at the 39, and it's fourth down.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that third down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up fourth.
Hunt is on its way. Now on the return. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. They'll crank up this drive from the 30-yard line. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Takes it on the shovel. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a third down stop. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down.
And it didn't take long early in the game. That's the matchup everybody has their eyes on. One of the best receivers in the game, one of the best DBs in the game. They're going to be going toe-to-toe all game long. That time, the defender comes away with an early win in the matchup. But the war is not over. We're going to see many more battles as this game goes on.
We've reached the end of the quarter, and NC State has the edge. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Trying to get the corner. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of one.
Well, the offense goes toss play, but guys, they do it running into the boundary where there's just not a lot of space and room to work for the running back. He had nowhere to go, and he got tackled for a loss.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They'll give it to the back. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wants to throw. It's Bailey. Got his man. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle. It's Anderson. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. Nice job by this guy finding the slot guy on a drag.
Yeah, the receiver just working his way across the field, giving his quarterback a nice, easy target. That's an easy completion.
NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. Quarterback on the keeper. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
I just love it when my quarterback knows situational football. They run the option. He understands. It's 4th and short. Like, I got to stick my nose in there, get north-south, and try to get that first down. I love when I have a quarterback that can do that.
NC State on the move, set up with another first down. From the gun to give, looking for room. They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it. It's been that way all day.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You've got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Plows through the defense. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss.
And you could tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. The lone back's got it. Shakes off the defender. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Great job staying home by the defense there. Offense trying to go option. The QB keeps him, but you see the great assignment football. Everybody's staying where they're supposed to be, and they're able to rally to the quarterback and tackle him for a loss.
Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on 3rd down. Quickly to the tight end. He goes out of bounds. They'll mark him right at the 30-yard line. That's the kind of play that can give a drive momentum. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Picks up the first down, still moving. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. That purple wave getting things going on the ground now.
It's such a great fan base in the Pacific Northwest. Washington fans believe in their team. They're loud, and I tell you what, when they got a ground game they can depend on, a physical ground game, it sets the table for everything they want to do offensively.
They're going to ride this running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Leaves it with the running back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
I just think such a big part of this offense is being physical and establishing the run game. They haven't had a lot of success offensively early in this one, and that's why right there, they're not able to get this guy going yet. That's got to change as this game goes on.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Williams looking for a man. Pocket breaking down. He'll off one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Catches it cleanly at the 20. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. A huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
It's 1st down from the 37-yard line. From the gun, running back on the move. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Man, how about that defense? On the snap, they are in the backfield with great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Pulls it in. It's Grimes. They finally get to him. And what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything is working. The offensive coordinator's calling good plays. The quarterback and his unit is executing. And this defense right now, they have no answers.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Trying to run, it's smothered. They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Running back searching for a hole. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
NC State has work to do to convert this 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Under fire. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
And it's a little bit of a cat and mouse game there. Nice job by the defense dialing up the perfect coverage, taking all the downfield throws away on 3rd and long in the red zone. So nice job by the QB. You got to throw that one away. You just got to eat it. Now you have an opportunity still at a field goal.
Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. Absolutely perfect. The lead now 6 here in the 2nd.
And so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Oh, he's got some space. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
Wide receiver going in motion. They'll give it to him again. Not the biggest play in the world, but it's one that can set the tone as he bangs his way out to the 38.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
Fires to the tight end. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Washington coming to the line with another 1st down. Takes a handoff. It's Coleman.
The offense has a little bit of success in the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Williams will pass. Here's a heat. And to get rid of it quickly. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Going for it all. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
It's a nice job by the receiver working past the sticks. Looked like it was going to be a 1st down by the offense, but how about the physical play knocking that ball loose?
Washington sends out the punt team. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Waning seconds of the 1st half. Let's see just how aggressive they'll be. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, one of the best environments in the game, and Raleigh has given us a fun 1st half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas in Carter Finley Stadium.
NC State will kick off to start things here in the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Snags it quickly on the left. Nothing but green grass down the middle. The 30. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Washington. He got loose, and it was lights out after that. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
Extra point here will give them the lead. And they move on top with the extra point, 7-6. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Back to pass, it's Bailey. Going to try to pop one on the screen. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
The Wolfpack with a lot of options on 2nd and short. Tight end now in motion. Looking for space. It's Smothers. Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
They'll run for it on 3rd and short. They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Fields the punt and looking for daylight. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Quick spin on the ride. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Really good surge that time by the offensive line. You saw all those bodies by the defense being pushed backwards. That opened up the crease for the ball carrier. He's able to get a really nice gain there, setting up 2nd and inches.
And the Huskies have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. He'll run it again. They'll make the stop at the 42. It's a pickup of 5, and that will be enough for a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
The hand to the running back. Turning it on. Powers through. Finally out of bounds at the 21-yard line after the big run.
Defensively, you'll take the slow down. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop. but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making them run to guys, and get them on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
Leaves it with the back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Williams looking for a man. Fires to the middle. Makes the catch. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
The Huskies have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Huskies.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
On to attempt the try. And the PAT makes it 14-6. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Using his legs, it Smothers. He's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage again, and this just hasn't been his day. Nowhere to run.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football on the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Caught over the middle. It's Anderson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Fires to the tight end. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
He'll pull it on the read. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
That's what's so great about these QB runs. They just chip away at the defense. And as this game goes on, these little QB runs, they're going to help keep 3rd downs manageable for this offense.
NC State might think about going for a big one on 2nd and short. They'll try to pop the draw. Wrestled down at the 43 after getting 5.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
They'll ride the hot hand. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. on the option. And some room to work. He just has a nose for those little crevices to be able to find space, and he picks up the first down.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires to the wideout. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Out of the gun, the inside give. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Slithers into space. Gets down at the last possible second to avoid getting lit up.
I'm not sure what the quarterback saw on that one, but that was a very quick decision to take off and run with it to try to get his offense some positive yards.
Wolfpack will have first and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. Quick pass on the jet motion. Spins away from the defender. He'll step out of bounds at about the 11.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around on the side.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. To throw, it's Bailey. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Under fire. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. Touchdown, North Carolina State. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. The #1 rule for any offense, gentlemen, protect your quarterback. When you do, good things happen.
And the #1 rule for a defense is to affect the quarterback, or bad things happen to you. Didn't affect the quarterback. Too much time, too clean. You're supposed to frazzle them. You're supposed to find a way to make them feel uncomfortable so they don't have time, so they rush their thought process. That wasn't it.
And they'll try to tack on 2. The snap sets up to throw. Gets it out fast. He gets into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion ties the game. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. He's in open space downfield. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Huskies with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Now they'll run the draw. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Well, I think the defense is expecting here on 3rd down that this running back's going to get it again. He got it on 1st, had a nice carry, got it on 2nd. Now he set him up in 3rd and short. You've got to be physical here and make sure this guy goes backwards.
The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. To the ground to try to pick up the 1st. And he fights his way, but they'll stop him just short of the line to gain its 4th down. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter, and we have a potential classic on our hands, all tied up as we take a peek at the stats. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. No chance for a return. He makes the fair catch at the 26, and that's where they'll go to work. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They tied it up with a touchdown drive, got some good work from their defense, and now here in the 4th quarter, an opportunity to move on top. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
So now it's 2nd and long. This time they'll go to the running game. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
NC State has work to do to convert this 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Caught near the sticks, it's Huffman. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
And winning 1st downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on 1st down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Well, it was a good throw, it was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. They'll try to power their way ahead. Gets it past the marker. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down.
Well, they needed 2 yards to get that 1st down. That's exactly what they got. Great job of execution.
No secret about it. Just got to be physical, get a hat on a hat, low man wins, all the cliches to get that 3rd down and short.
Motion from the wideout. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside. And David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Back to pass, it's Bailey. And this is going to be incomplete on third down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Breaks into the open. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Here's the handoff. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around and make things happen? The ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense, creating the tackle for a loss on first down.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Throws to the tight end. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's the pressure. And they can't make the play on third down.
And those are tough passes. When you start throwing these balls towards the sidelines, it's a longer throw for the quarterback to make. And I think that's when you see the majority of the misses for guys, the majority of the overthrows and a little bit of inaccuracy start to show itself.
Washington sends out the punt team. No return coming here. Fair catch is signaled for and made just shy of the 30. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll try the run. Finds his way for 3 out to the 33. Trying to move the sticks on third down. Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Right down the middle. Finds his man. It's Rogers. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
Power football with the run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And these edge rushers, man, they're so athletic nowadays. They can get to the quarterback, bend that corner so quickly, get him on the ground before he knows what hits him. How about that defensive end and that speed off the edge?
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Yeah, and 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. Probably hope for a little bit more on that one. It'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They weren't able to move it on their last possession, ended up punting it away, but now in a tight game, another opportunity for this offense. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Motion from the wide receiver. Hands it off. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. Williams will pass. Here comes the heat. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. They'll look to pin him deep. He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play.
Really nice job there by the quarterback understanding it's blitz, and not just that it's blitz, but knowing whether it's man coverage or zone coverage behind the blitz. You've still got to know where your answer is going to be based on what the defense is doing in the back end, and he add the answer to the test right there.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Some really tough running there gets him to the 45-yard line.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on 1st down and set up a short yardage on 2nd down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on 2nd down.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Looking to take a shot. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. What a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
On the option. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away. And no chance for the return man to get his hands on that one as it hops out of bounds. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
And in a 2-minute situation like this late in the game, the offense looking to throw the football. They're trying to make it look like pass before going with the drop, but the defense wasn't fooled. Really nice job communicating and staying alert before making that stop.
He'll do it himself. Past the sticks, and he may get more. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Timeout on the field, and we've got a dandy all tied up late in the fourth. The Huskies can really attack on this second and short. The give to the tailback. They'll stop him at the 46 after a 5-yard pickup. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Right back to the well. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I just don't like the play call, guys. 2 straight runs, and you're just wasting clock. At this juncture of the game, you need to score, and you got to score quickly. Running the ball is not going to get it done.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Williams looking for a man. Bringing the heat. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. 4 quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football and finding out which of these 2 teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play?
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and 2-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. Fires to the big fella. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone, make them execute, and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
The give to the back. There he goes. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
At this point of the game, you just got to wonder if the defense is getting tired. Here in OT, they just don't seem to have the punch up front that like they had earlier in the game, and they're just playing on their heels.
So here comes our first play of overtime. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Gets it out quickly. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play, in prime position for a score.
Man, the offense got away with one there. That was supposed to be a running back screen. Instead, the quarterback threw it somewhere else. And with all the offensive line running way down the field, they're lucky that wasn't a penalty.
They'd love to strike first with a touchdown. They'll try to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Pressure coming. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
And that's just a bad job by the offense picking up the blitz on third down. You should be expecting that. And running backs and tight ends and linemen got to know we've got to give our quarterback an opportunity to make this throw. They couldn't get it done, and now they're facing fourth down.
They'll try to strike first with a field goal in overtime. He splits the uprights. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Down by 3, it's their turn here in overtime. A touchdown will win it. Here's first down. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And great recognition by the corner. That touch pass, after he throws at the quarterback, it's a pass. He can't throw it forward again. Nice job understanding that. Flying up, coming and making the big tackle in the open field.
Backed up now, here's second and long. They'll run play action. It's complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can defend it.
A big third down play to try to keep the drive alive in overtime. Williams will pass. Rush is on him. Had to throw it before he wanted. And they can't make the connection on third down.
Man, they just couldn't find a hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes. But fourth and short. Now, decision time, baby.
A huge pressurized kick coming right now as this game hangs in the balance. Defense calls the timeout, trying to build up the nerves with this kicker. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. No problem at all as he knocks it through, and we'll go to another overtime. One extra period didn't get it done, and we start the second OT. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Calls his own number. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, they're trying to go with the QB design run, but nice job defensively. They were not fooled by it. They were physical up front. Guys defeating blocks, able to get that tackle for loss.
They'd love to strike first with a touchdown. They'll try to keep the drive alive on third down. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of this spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Defense will call a timeout. They got a peek at the formation, want to make sure they're in the right call on this big down here in overtime. So they'll send out the field goal team to try to take the lead here in overtime. Nestled just inside that right upright. There is a flag on the play. Now this is on the defense. It might not change that much. Offense has already made the long field goal. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. Down by a field goal and a touchdown will win it. Let's see what they've got on first down. Off play action on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Anderson. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
That quarterback has a hose. That dude could throw it through a car wash and not get it wet. Great job of putting that ball on a line to his wide receiver.
First and goal, and a touchdown will win it. Quarterback on the keeper. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. And he just had nowhere to go. Gets knocked down in the backfield as the option game not working that time.
That's been going on all game too, Reese. It almost seems like every time this guy has the ball, it's as if the defense is expecting it. They've got their eyes on him, waiting for him to tuck and run.
Looking to get it in. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You've got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You've got to be aggressive, and you've got to make tackles.
If they can push this one in, they win the game. It's 3rd and goal. Here comes the option. Now the pitch. He got it! Ball game! What a clutch play as they win it in double overtime!
I think it's easy to say, run the option, run the option. Well, you got to be able to see it quickly and make quick decisions. Nice job by the QB, getting the ball to his playmaker. He catches it. He can do the rest. Takes it to the house for 6.